Hello, good evening. It's Saturday, the 23rd of March, 2024. To present Camnet News, my name is Jeffrey Ziambo. Our headlines tonight: renowned energy expert proposes introduction of fuel stockpiling policy. Stakeholders rally for increased investment in mental health services. Civil society organizations demand constitutional review and expanded Bill of Rights. In international news, according to a UN report, over 2 billion people lack access to safe drinking water. In sports news, Zambia loses to Zimbabwe at the ongoing Four Nations tournament. These are more stories shortly after this break.
Enjoy the benefits of an instant loan with us ranging from 1,000 kwacha to 750,000 kwacha paid express once collateral is viewed, valued and verified. Call us on 0763 595 359 or 0779 432 993. Classified Financial Express, here as your financial friend.
Sitizalema kukuya mekani chifukwatizi watandizo latu.
Are you perplexed about how to overcome the financial, psychological and mental health challenges around you? Well, worry no more, because help is here. The Healing Word Ministries International, in conjunction with Camnet TV, cordially invites the general public to a one-day seminar on mental health challenges and mental wellness solutions for individuals, families, the church and society. Speakers include Dr. William Perry, President, Mental Health Association of Zambia; Dr. George Tafuna, psychotherapist, Chainame National Mental Health Hospital; Mr. Friday Salamo, Senior Mental Health Officer, the Ministry of Health; Professor Michael Munkumba, Executive Mentor and Life Coach, Nihachi Group; Bishop Peter Tanda Molenga, Presiding Bishop, Christian Word Center International; Pastor Lizzie Dakambozi, President, Aglo International; and Dr. Evans Perry from the Spirit of Faith Ministries. The venue is at the Healing Word Ministries International Church in Ibex Hill, Lusaka, on the 6th of April 2024 from 0830 hours to 17 hours at only 250 kwacha all round, food inclusive. You can get your tickets from Camnet office in Ibex Hill between 08 hours and 17 hours starting next week, or you can buy via mobile money on 0962 965883 or 0979 753010. For more details, you can call 0962 965883 or 0979 753010. Don't miss. See you there.
Hello again, the news in detail. Some residents of Lusaka's Garden Chululu compound have expressed concern over the prevalence of child marriages and teenage pregnancies within the community. Speaking with Camnet News in Lusaka, the residents have attributed the rise in these occurrences to the pervasive poverty gripping the country. They stress that one way for community members to complement government's initiatives aimed at curbing child marriages is through ensuring proper child upbringing. More in this report.
According to the United Nations Children Fund, 29% of Zambian girls are married below the age of 18, with 5% married before 15, roughly translating to 1.7 million child brides in the country. In 2023, Eastern Province alone recorded a total of 16,798 teenage pregnancies. On Thursday, 21st March 2024, the First Lady Mutinta Hichilema, speaking at Ending Child Marriage Conference, indicated that the alarming numbers of child marriage and teenage pregnancies need everyone's involvement. And some residents of Lusaka are pleased with the move, further advising members of the community to contribute to government's effort by imploring proper child upbringing.
Uchita communication mwana chokumupereka kuchechi. Akasisiwa mulungu azivonse pamene achitakaziyo pa mulungu. Mwana ngati sayo pa mulungu amankhala usokonezeka.
Mane ametinkana naye amene yakambati bana ndibenda lama. As a result bana mama kwenda choenda. Balasta pesa na mimba maona. Upesa 12 years mwana na mimba. 13 years mwana na mwana mzake. But kambala mulo sifunika mwana angalia na mwana mzake pa 13 years. At least mwana angalako 18 and above. Not nowadays.
But for Bernard Mwansa, parental guidance is key in ending child marriage, adding that parents have to live an exemplary life that will motivate children not to rush into marriage.
So, it's not only going to school again. Even at home, you have to culture your child in a way that will give you the courage to stand as a parent. Not allowing them to get married so early and getting...
Prudence Chiwe for Camnet News, Lusaka.
Now, in the bustling city of Lusaka, where the rhythm of everyday life intertwines with cultural beliefs, a concerning misconception prevails. The notion that mental health is merely a myth attributed to bewitchment and supernatural influences. Despite global strides in understanding and addressing mental well-being, interviews conducted among Lusaka residents reveal a deep-seated skepticism towards psychological health. This skepticism poses a significant challenge as experts advocate for increased awareness and investments in mental health services. More in this report.
In recent years, Zambia has witnessed a concerning rise in mental health issues, prompting calls from community members, healthcare professionals and advocacy groups for increased government investment in this critical area. The prevailing belief in witchcraft as a cause for mental breakdowns has led to widespread misunderstanding and stigma surrounding mental health. During interviews conducted in various communities of Lusaka, it became evident that some community members perceive mental health as a myth, attributing mental breakdowns to bewitchment.
But we understand that these people are sick. We don't know the type of medication that they get. To us here, it's a myth. We are allowing it as a myth. To say no, they have been bewitched by other people.
You are trying this, everything, it's like you are failing. And then it disturbs your mental health. You don't think properly and you'll be depressed. Yeah. And then the other thing, there's mental health again, according to what I understand, they say maybe you should be bewitched. Maybe because of touching people's things.
Abuse of drugs and alcohol has been identified as a major contributor to the increasing number of mental health cases across the country. The accessibility and availability of illicit substances, combined with limited rehabilitation facilities, further worsens the situation. Zambia passed a mental health law in 2019, but its implementation is still patchy. The rising cost of living in Zambia has also taken toll on mental health. Financial stress, unemployment and poverty have been identified as the key factors contributing to anxiety, depression and other mental health disorders. The lack of affordable mental health care services adds to the burden faced by individuals and families struggling with these challenges. Chainama Hills Hospital confirmed the correlation between drug abuse, depression and the surge in mental health cases across the country.
There are other cases that just come through issues of our day-to-day livings, like alcohol and substances. They can cause one to have a mental health challenge. So there are so many issues. Even issues in our homes can cause one to have a mental health problem. So make sure you take care of the children, because the more you inflict pain in the children when they are young, the more they become mental health victims as they grow.
In light of these pressing concerns, stakeholders are calling on the government to invest more funding in the mental health sector. They emphasized the need for increased awareness campaigns to dispel misconception, early intervention programs to identify mental health issues in their early stages, and the development of comprehensive treatment facilities across the country.
We do not know and actually don't have a number of organizations or stakeholders or just funding from government and other relevant stakeholders that are supporting the mental health movement. It would be quite good to see a lot of investment made in this area, because that is what we need at this time. We have a lot of substance misuse cases, and we also have a number of cases that have to do with divorce that we don't link to the mental health conditions that a couple of people may be enduring, things to do with emotional trauma. All those things spring out from interpersonal stresses, and it would be good to see more funding and more investment in the mental health space.
As the mental health crisis continues to escalate, stakeholders say it is imperative that the government takes swift action to address this pressing issue. Only through increased investment, public education, and improved access to mental health care can Zambia effectively support those affected and reduce the burden on individuals, families, and communities. Miriam Kaemba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
A 62-year-old disabled man of Lusaka's Chawama compound is appealing from well-wishers for some funds in order for him to establish a business of manufacturing tricycles. Tanganisengane Banda tells Camnet News that despite his condition, he has a God-given ability to design and manufacture tricycles using locally sourced materials and bicycle parts aimed at helping persons with disabilities with mobility. Details in this report.
On 15th March 2024, Friday, President Hakainde Hichilema addressed the nation on the progress made on the application of national values and principles, where he called on hard work among the citizens for the country to strengthen its production, which impacts positively the country's economy.
I simply mean we'll reap what we plant, what we sow. That is our message here. Let's sow correctly, we'll reap positive results. We admit, Madam Speaker, that more needs to be done.
In response to this call, a 62-year-old man with disability in Lusaka's Chawama compound has defied all odds, as disability is not an inability, by appealing for well-wishers to help him with capital to establish the business of manufacturing and designing local tricycles, which will help persons with disability. The senior citizen, father to 8 children, is optimistic that once helped with the needed tools to establish his business, he will begin to supply tricycles, which are in huge demand.
So nili muntu wakuti nikapeza bakanita empower ningachite vochira napa kuba mkayangana njinga na kupenta nikalibe kusiriza olo kubantu baona iti nasira but watoka batigwise nati nikalibe kusiriza pamene nikuti nifike pamene niganizira nikangiwa chikwa chosoba voserendesa ivi vintu ni mapanga nega ivi yonse amene muona ivi simbivi ni magula aya mamila zai imenda nagula na majani na mamadika da nagula then naamba ku design palo angane naamba yankala manje yankala njini ini break ya mini muone kagwira so imakyanta nimenda nagula naamba ku design then kumbuyo kwa mini muyangano kwa mini muone ina career ni kwanza kunyamula abantu babiri.
And his colleague, a qualified but unemployed clinical officer, has offered himself to service the people of Zambia as a direct response to the presidential challenge of hard work.
President, nanguninga bamuli condition ni teach the block ukubombe nchito ya working officer. Nali mutiri years yo nali pasukuru nali stana ma practicals. So I was recommended nali even ma practicals was nali bomba ku ma hospitals emotwale. So disability and the 13-inch block paku bomba inch to yabo kinikosa kuti nabomba pe bwino bwino.
Some residents of Lusaka have urged government to reconsider reintroducing subsidies for mealie meal. Speaking with Camnet News, the residents emphasized the significant impact subsidies had on mealie meal prices. They note that the current supply of ZNS mealie meal is insufficient and for the community, forcing people to wake up early to access it. Here's a report.
Reintroducing subsidies on essential commodities on the common market, especially mealie meal, has become a major talk among lawmakers in parliament on the basis that the country's cost of living has increased. For some time, Zambia's staple food has become a luxury for ordinary citizens, despite government's intervention to cushion prices through the Zambia National Service, which has been described as ineffective among stakeholders. With a bag of ZNS mealie meal selling at 230 compared to 230 for other brands, Republican Vice President Mutale Nalumango has however maintained that government has no intentions of reintroducing subsidies on mealie meal owing to the country's economic status.
In nickel mine, then I don't know. If you can't see jobs in Mopani, then I don't know. Honestly, what is it that you are looking for? What is the economy? Where we are today, jobs are very critical to the Zambian people, Madam Speaker. It is important to grow wealth at personal level, but for now, it is for us to ensure that people have...
But some restaurant owners in Lusaka's garden compound have called on effective measures to be implemented for the price of mealie meal to be reduced. The residents claim that accessing ZNS mealie meal is proving to be a challenge.
But we are unga ufika chabe unga usampaula so tipempa kona machani yena ngwena ngo apanga ko maunga na vasta ku reduce mtengo at least once zigula ko 230 tipempa ko 330 uyu ambo bwela ko waba ZNS na collection service problem ma shops waka order vambo ikira ko food price wapanga yao unless manje order ko gulira kuchimotoka ndiye pemgula ko ma 230 so tezo pempa ko boma iranganepo. At least wapangeko price imoza ma companies yonse aba wapangeko chan mamilas bonse wapangeko price imoza maybe vingankaleko bwino vinto.
Prudence Chibwe for Camnet News, Lusaka.
Meanwhile, Kafulafuta Member of Parliament Jeffrey Mulebwa has called on the Zambia National Service ZNS to be professional in discharging their duties of caging suspected mealie meal smugglers. This follows reports that ZNS has been confiscating mealie meal from the locals on grounds that they are smuggling to the neighboring country. A situation Mr. Mulewa believes is affecting the availability of food among the locals as they are afraid of purchasing the commodity for fear of the mealie meal being confiscated by the Zambia National Service ZNS.
Those that are buying mealie meal from town with one bag or two bags, the ZNS is confiscating that mealie meal in the name that these people intend to smuggle mealie meal into Congo. But the real smugglers have nobody touching them. Just last Friday in the evening, I intercepted 5 vehicles that were just on the verge of crossing into Congo with mealie meal. I stopped one. The other 4 realized that I'd put a roadblock for that, so they made a U-turn and sped off. These are Toyota Radius, you know, the kind of minibus make. So it hasn't been too good for our people. I've made this complaint over and over again, especially for our people that are losing their bag of mealie meal or 2 bags of mealie meal in the name of smuggling. I had to intervene in a situation on Saturday where somebody had been sent to buy mealie meal for the funeral house, and the mealie meal was taken and
The extraordinary Organ Troika Summit plus SADC Troika has closed with member states reiterating regional commitment in the SADC Mutual Defense Pact that an armed attack against one shall be deemed a threat to regional peace and security. According to a communique by SADC Executive Secretary Elias Magosi, the summit reaffirmed SADC's commitment to the ideals of solidarity, self-determination and regional cooperation. Mr. Magosi added that the summit received updates on the peace and security situation in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, and Mozambique, reinforcing regional support to the two governments towards attaining lasting peace, stability and security. He added that the summit reiterated its unwavering commitment to provide diplomatic and military support to the government and people of the DRC to find lasting solutions to the violent conflict in eastern DRC. He further stated that a regional pledge to intensify its public diplomacy on the role and success of the SADC peace support missions, including the SAMIM and the SAMI DRC, to avoid negative external narratives that may compromise the success of the SADC peace support missions. Meanwhile, President Hakainde Hichilema emphasized the importance of collaboration at global level with international and regional bodies to foster environmental peace, security and stability. President Hichilema said that SADC wants a more stable region so that the limited resources available to humanity are availed more towards improving livelihoods in the region. The president said that climate change is making the situation more difficult, thereby stretching the resource envelope, and an addition of conflict in the region will worsen the situation. He noted that member states should be holding summits to focus discussions on joint development ventures and investments. He was speaking at the official closing of the extraordinary summit of the Organ Troika plus SADC Troika, contributing countries to the SADC mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo, SAMI DRC, and personnel contributing countries to the SADC mission in Mozambique, SAMIM. Lusaka residents have called on the Lusaka City Council to revoke certain community church licenses. According to Sidney Mitty, a resident of Lusaka, he alleges that some churches in the residential areas are primarily focused on profiting from the local residents. Another resident, Elizabeth Mwamba, emphasized the need for the Lusaka City Council to prohibit certain church gatherings within the community. Here's a report.
It has been common to find churches operating from houses in several compounds of Lusaka. Previously, the entitlement had overspilled to schools. Some concerned residents have since expressed mixed reactions over the growing trend.
Because pale cheponse apamato ngatunditema manje kaiche onse chabea gozo ngazagula katrawo zikachani ni pastor ngisebula church so machecha manyumba ya amemchanganepo
bangali ya ma false profit in order to earn money mwaona ka so ni mwinkali so pese gati yasiana akoshina mwinalili.
Others are of the view that the only way to cure the growing trend is by urging people to go back to traditional churches.
Ni abwino but futi ni oyipa uchifuka uzapenzeka kuti munyumba ungazipembera weka upembera ili chabebwino manje uzapenzeka kuli amachechi enango yakulu sibamalangiza machechi enango sibavomekeza uvala kavalidwe kali konse mwana savala mwame afunikira uvalira so afunika machechi abwera mungamba yakudala machechi aya manje yapakisa maningi vochitika vapanyani.
For Mrs. Elizabeth Mwamba, some of the house-run churches are genuine, but she feels many are centered on sowing seed messages, which are seemingly an easy way of getting money from people.
We now fake pastors. Waimira pa business yena ngusima church. Bakaenda kujabana kama bafana bamanja baenda bo bapapa letani baso kapena nifuna chikwati letani ndala mashitani so batoka pamaso pa mulungu bapempera bamene baziba bebe not vane vinale mwa Bible vanyeni ngakambeko because ma church azona yaliko but amene yapaka yambili niyambo.
Meanwhile, Reverend Mwaona Zulu says the only time churches are allowed to gather in homes is for cell group purposes, adding that it's a sign of rebellion on the part of the leaders having to run such.
When we talk about the mushrooming of the churches, on the board of Christ side, it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing, but on the other side, it is not rebellion, or if not rebellion, then it means the pastors are not well organized. You cannot pray on the Sunday in the house as if you are from somewhere or you are going somewhere. But as a church, the church cannot meet in the house. So if the church is meeting in the house, it means there is a problem. Meaning that now it's either rebellion or people just rebelled against the church, then they assemble somewhere, then they begin the church.
Efforts to get a comment from Lusaka City Council on the matter proved futile as at broadcast time. According to Chapter 119 of the Laws of Zambia, Societies Act provides that societies are registered under the Chief Registrar of Societies. Prudence Chibwe for Camnet News, Lusaka.
Action Governance Forum and Non-Governmental Organization Gender Organization Coordinating Council NGO CICI organized a 3-day workshop for civil society organizations in Mongo, demanding for clear roadmap on the review of the 2016 amended constitution to address the various lacunas. Representing civil society organizations in a joint communique in Mongo, Youth Activist Organization Head of Programs Namukolo Mate says the current state of the Bill of Rights has a lot of concerns which need to be addressed. More in this report.
Joint communique by civil society organization demanding immediate review of the Constitution and inclusion of expanded Bill of Rights. Civil society organizations in Mongo are demanding a clear roadmap for the review of the 2016 amended Constitution to address various issues. The Action Governance Forum and the Non-Governmental Gender Organization Coordinating Council organized a 3-day workshop for civil societies organization in Mongo to review the current constitution, which was amended in 2016. In a joint communique issued in Mongo, Youth Activist Organization Head of Program Namkoromate, representing other civil society organizations, stated that the government must provide a roadmap for the constitution review.
Joint communique by civil society organizations, CSOs in bracket, in Mongo demanding the immediate review of the Constitution and inclusion of the expanded Bill of Rights. We are saddened by the seeming lack of clear roadmap by the New Dawn administration of the United Party for National Development, UNDP, in terms of reviving the Constitution and facilitating a national referendum for the inclusion of the expanded Bill of Rights. We therefore demand the following. Number one, that the government should immediately put in place a clear roadmap for the review of the 2016 amended Constitution to address the various lacunas that continue to impact the government of the country negatively. Number two, begin the process to facilitate a standalone national referendum to ensure that the expanded Bill of Rights is included in the new Constitution before the 2026 presidential and general elections.
Namkoro further stated that the communique commits to continuing civic education among citizens.
We commit, one, we shall continue to conduct civic education among citizens on the importance of a good constitution. Number two, we resolve to join the national campaign among citizens to demand a people-driven constitution and the inclusion of the expanded Bill of Rights in the Constitution.
Other participants also expressed their concerns regarding the Constitution.
That as stakeholders we come together, we try to remind the government on what they are supposed to do and what they are not supposed to do.
And in human rights, even us as women, we are considered to realize our rights and how we can use our rights as women.
According to the current UPND manifesto, the party promised to provide the people of Zambia with a constitution driven by the people. And since coming into power in 2021, no progress has been made in reviewing the constitution. Musiabo Kabila, Camnet News in Mongo District, Western Province.
Lundazi District Commissioner Marjorie Banda has observed that the media has a huge role to play in combating human-animal conflict in the country. Speaking during a media orientation meeting on wildlife conservation reporting organized by the International Fund for Animal Welfare, IFO, in Lundazi District, Ms. Banda explains that effective reporting on human-wildlife conflict will help promote coexistence between animals and the people. He says the media must take keen interest in reporting matters bordering on wildlife and tourism in general. She has since implored the International Fund for Animal Welfare, IFO, to continue supporting media development in fostering effective communication towards safeguarding the wildlife sector and host communities.
As you may be already aware, the International Fund for Animal Welfare signed a memorandum of understanding with the government of the Republic of Zambia to establish a formal basis for cooperation in the advertisement, organization, and coordination of Malawi-Zambia Transformation Confirmation Area. The overall objective of the MOU is to contribute to sustain biodiversity conservation in the Zambia-Malawi Transfrontier. Media reporting can affect and alter popular perception and views on human-animal conflict. Thus, working with the media is important. It can help raise awareness on the challenges faced by communities living in across appropriate to wildlife, fostering empathy and understanding, and it can also help prevent negative information spreading. In addition, balancing report through stories in the media has the potential to de-escalate future conflicts, scale scenario, and advocate for implementing of mitigation measures that can contribute to human-wildlife coexistence.
We'll take a break. Join us for more news shortly after the break.
Are you looking for a reliable and efficient courier company with international standards? Then let UBZ Courier, your trusted partner in swift and secure deliveries, be your ultimate choice. Whether it's a small package or a hefty consignment, UBZ Courier handles it all, locally and internationally. Our modern call center ensures personalized attention for every client. For seamless deliveries within Zambia and beyond, trust UBZ Courier. Call us now on +260 763 062 680 or visit us at plot number 15 Mwapona Road, Woodlands, Lusaka, Zambia. UBZ Courier, a world-class brand that can be trusted.
Potatoes, the unsung heroes of flavor. From crispy chips to creamy mash, potatoes are the versatile superstars of your kitchen. Grown with love by our dedicated workforce drawn from around the community of Palavana. Savenda Farm's commitment is to see to it that we have potatoes that are grown right, healthy, big and tasty. For that quick fix or big celebration or that meal that brings family together, top chefs rely on the Savenda potato to create culinary masterpieces. And for others, it's that icebreaker to a delightful conversation. So, embrace the magic of Savenda potatoes. They're not just a side dish, they're the heart and soul of your kitchen. Savenda, save nations, develop Africa.
Introducing Darren B, a touch of class. Are you looking for the perfect place to elevate your style and glam up? Look no further. Darren B Touch of Class is your one-stop destination for hair and makeup transformation. Walk into Darren B and walk out feeling like a star. Your transformation starts here. Call us on 0772 870 588 or WhatsApp on 0972 049 213 to book your appointment today. Payments are made via mobile money or point-of-sale machine. Strictly no cash payments. We are located along Mossy Road in Ibex Hill, fourth close on the left after Kalikiliki Police Post. At Darren Bay, we pride ourselves on our team of dedicated and trained personnel ready to pamper both women and children. Darren Bay is open 7 days a week from 0720 hours to 1740 hours. From trendy hairstyles and stylish makeovers to flawless makeup, we do it all. Darren Bay, a touch of class.
Enjoy the benefits of an instant loan with us ranging from 1,000 kwacha to 750,000 kwacha paid express once collateral is viewed, valued and verified. Call us on 0763 595 359 or 0779 432 993. Classified Financial Express, here as your financial friend.
Sitizalema kukuya mekani chifukwatizi watandizo latu.
Are you perplexed about how to overcome the financial, psychological and mental health challenges around you? Well, worry no more, because help is here. The Healing Word Ministries International, in conjunction with Camnet TV, cordially invites the general public to a one-day seminar on mental health challenges and mental wellness solutions for individuals, families, the church and society. Speakers include Dr. William Perry, President, Mental Health Association of Zambia; Dr. George Tafuna, psychotherapist, Chainame National Mental Health Hospital; Mr. Friday Salamo, Senior Mental Health Officer, the Ministry of Health; Professor Michael Munkumba, Executive Mentor and Life Coach, Mihachi Group; Bishop Peter Tanda Molenga, Presiding Bishop, Christian Word Center International; Pastor Lizzie Dakambuzi, President, Aglo International; and Dr. Evans Perry from the Spirit of Faith Ministries. The venue is at the Healing Word Ministries International Church in Ibex Hill, Lusaka, on the 6th of April 2024 from 0830 hours to 17 hours at only 250 kwacha all round, food inclusive. You can get your tickets from Camnet office in Ibex Hill between 08 hours and 17 hours starting next week, or you can buy via mobile money on 0962 965883 or 0979 753010. For more details, you can call 0962 965883 or 0979 753010. Don't miss. See you there.
Swevota tutiowe mwamileza kulandiswe kulatu wabilila toba nabagwe tagatulegeleli.
On Monday, 25th March 2024, on National Matters, join Bishop Peter Tanda Mlenga, Presiding Bishop, Christian Word Center International.
We've seen people, promise to get married, and they, just before the wedding, and somebody, says no, and the wedding is postponed. There's so many things that can cause people to be depressed, and we have seen a little. Maybe just last year and 2 years back, we've seen a lot of suicide take place in Zambia. And what is surprising is that sometimes it's youngsters that are taking their lives away. They're at the age of 35, 25, 18. What sort of problems do they have which parents do not have? Doctors, just help us to, what's your experience since you deal it on a daily basis?
With the guests, Dr. William Pili, President, Mental Health Association of Zambia; Professor Michael Munkumba, Executive Mentor and Life Coach, Mihachi Group, as they discuss mental health wellness in Zambia. Fact or myth? Watch and subscribe to Camnet Television Network on DSTV Channel 274, GoTV Channel 25, Topstar Channel 106.
Invite others to participate through phoning on Skype, Zoom, WhatsApp and text messages.
Camnet Television, your #1 community station in Zambia. This is your channel of choice. Camnet TV.
Not just another channel.
We'll continue with the news. Renowned energy expert Dr. Johnston Chikwanda has called on the government to formulate an energy policy that will promote fuel stockpiling in the country amidst unstable prices of fuel. Dr. Chikwanda says coming up with such a policy is a key intervention to having control on the pricing of fuel in the country. He says it does not make sense to have fuel strategic reserves which are not being put to use. Details in this report.
About 18 oil marketing companies that distribute and retail petroleum products in Zambia, the pricing model of fuel in the country has been a thorn in the flesh of many, especially after the introduction of the monthly fuel pump price review, the system which has been in place since January 2022 and is overseen by the Energy Regulation Board ERB. However, mixed views on this approach have emerged. Others argue that the monthly review of fuel pump price reflects the global market fluctuations, reduces government debt from subsidizing fuel cost, and allows for more transparent pricing, while others hold the opinion the frequent changes in fuel pump price are disruptive, especially on businesses.
Hesitant in people responding to the reduction of price of fuel. So we hope government will also look at how they can stabilize the dollar so that these things move on par. You know, we have fuel reduction, then we have the dollar which is stabilized, then we'll be happy to see that these things happening, then we'll see the, possible reduction in both the, basic essential commodities, transport fares and so on and so forth.
The nation is concerned about a monthly increase in fuel prices. Fuel prices have gone up everywhere, but that's where we need our ingenuity. We need our network to be able to look at how quickly we can get to beyond the monthly price increase of fuel, all adjustment, inequality adjustment. Sometimes
Apita Kapala and President Hakainde Hichilema.
Don't want to have kids. We're going to be malnourished. Na kwashoka bantu ba ERB bakapala na ba HH na batufirwa. Ichi chilabo chana tatwe chifwaya. Birefwaya emitengo ibwele panshi. Ichi yana tachiwe.
But renowned energy expert Dr. Johnston Chikwanda has called for the formulation of an energy policy that will ensure the country reserves enough stocks of fuel and control the pricing.
There is a policy document, which in our case we don't have it. It's a strategic fuel reserves policy. It's not a paragraph within the existing national energy policy documents. It's supposed to be a policy stand-alone, which talks about how the country is going to go about stockpiling fuel, how a country is going to go about financing the stockpiled fuels, and where they are going to be kept in the country.
Dr. Chikwanda believes the policy should be backed by other legislations that ensure that oil strategic reserves are also utilized.
So we need this policy, as we need it, and it will help us a lot as a country to have a policy like this. Just like we need a policy on the biofuels as well. If we are to unlock its full extent, we need biofuel policy, but we also need a strategic petroleum reserves policy as a stand-alone policy document in order to stockpile in the depots that we have dotted around the country, which are lying empty.
Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
Lusaka-based youth advocate Austin Mbewe has charged that the recently held Youth Indaba did not meet the expectations of ordinary Zambian youths. In an interview, Mr. Mbewe revealed that the youth were not consulted regarding their preferences for inclusion in the National Youth Policy, despite multiple launches aimed at empowering and accelerating youths in the country. He stressed the necessity for youths to have a say in the skills they wish to acquire and contribute to national development, alongside acknowledging the significance of the skills provided for youth empowerment.
So this National Youth, the National Youth Policy, it's a failed project in a sense that the government did not consult the youths on what they want, but rather the government went in the closet and decide what they want to do for the youth. And if you want really to help the youth to go big in life, you should hear from them and you should get their news and you should give them what, not give them what you want. Is that if we want really those skills center or skills exchange to work, the government will still need to consult the youths on what kind of skills they want and all that, and that's what will make it to be.
We'll take our second and final break. We'll be back with international sports news shortly.
Introducing Darren B, a touch of class. Are you looking for the perfect place to elevate your style and glam up? Look no further. Darren B Touch of Class is your one-stop destination for hair and makeup transformation. Walk into Darren B and walk out feeling like a star. Your transformation starts here. Call us on 0772 870 588 or WhatsApp on 0972 049 213 to book your appointment today. Payments are made via mobile money or point of sale machine. Strictly no cash payments. We are located along Mossy Road in Ibex Hill, fourth close on the left after Kalikiliki Police Post. At Darren B, we pride ourselves on our team of dedicated and trained personnel ready to pamper both women and children. Darren B is open 7 days a week from 0720 hours to 1740 hours. From trendy hairstyles and stylish makeovers to flawless makeup, we do it all. Darren B, a touch of class.
Enjoy the benefits of an instant loan with us ranging from 1,000 kwacha to 750,000 kwacha paid express once collateral is viewed, valued and verified. Call us on 0763 595 359 or 0779 432 993. Classified Financial Express, here as your financial friend.
Sitizalema kukuya mekani chifukwatizi watandizo latu.
Are you perplexed about how to overcome the financial, psychological and mental health challenges around you? Well, worry no more, because help is here. The Healing Word Ministries International, in conjunction with Camnet TV, cordially invites the general public to a one-day seminar on mental health challenges and mental wellness solutions for individuals, families, the church and society. Speakers include Dr. William Perry, President, Mental Health Association of Zambia; Dr. George Tafuna, psychotherapist, Chainame National Mental Health Hospital; Mr. Friday Salamo, Senior Mental Health Officer, the Ministry of Health; Professor Michael Munkumba, Executive Mentor and Life Coach, Mihachi Group; Bishop Peter Tanda Molenga, Presiding Bishop, Christian Word Center International; Pastor Lizzie Dakambuzi, President, Aglo International; and Dr. Evans Perry from the Spirit of Faith Ministries. The venue is at the Healing Word Ministries International Church in Ibex Hill, Lusaka, on the 6th of April 2024 from 0830 hours to 17 hours at only 250 kwacha all round, food inclusive. You can get your tickets from Camnet office in Ibex Hill between 08 hours and 17 hours starting next week, or you can buy via mobile money on 0962 965883 or 0979 753010. For more details, you can call 0962 965883 or 0979 753010. Don't miss. See you there.
Swevota tutiowe mwamileza kulandiswe kulatuwabilila toba nabagwe tagatulegeleli.
On Monday, 25th March 2024, On national matters, join Bishop Peter Tandamlenga, presiding Bishop, Christian Wade Center International.
We've seen people, promise to get married and they, just before the wedding, and somebody, says no, and the wedding is postponed. There's so many things that can cause people to be depressed. And we have seen a little, maybe just last year and 2 years back, we've seen a lot of suicide take place in Zambia. And what is surprising is that sometimes it's youngsters that are taking their lives away. They're at the age of 35, 25, 18. What sort of problems do they have which parents do not have? Doctors, just help us to, what's your experience since you deal it on a daily basis?
With the guests, Dr. William Pili, President, Mental Health Association of Zambia, Professor Michael Munkumba, Executive Mentor and Life Coach, Mihachi Group, as they discuss mental health wellness in Zambia. Fact or myth? Watch and subscribe to Camnet Television Network on DSTV Channel 274, GoTV Channel 25, Topstar Channel 106.
Invite others to participate through phoning on Skype, Zoom, WhatsApp, and text messages.
Camnet Television, your #1 community station in Zambia. This is your channel of choice. Camnet TV.
Not just another channel.
Welcome back. And now in international news, as many as 2.2 billion people still live without access to safe drinking water, and 3.5 billion lack access to decent sanitation, according to a new United Nations report published on World Water Day. The UN report, Water for Prosperity and Peace, highlights that tensions over water are exacerbating conflicts worldwide. Among the countries most affected by water scarcity is Zimbabwe, which has been facing drought since last year. Like some of its southern African neighbors, Zimbabwe is battling a devastating drought that aid agencies blame on El Nino and climate change. Here's a roundup of international news for more.
A new UN report published on World Water Day shows that over 2 billion people still live without access to safe drinking water. Themed Water for Prosperity and Peace, the report highlights that tensions over water are exacerbating conflicts worldwide.
I think the situation is really challenging, and according to this report, we still have 2.2 billion people don't have access to safe drinking water. Then from a sanitation perspective, we have 3.5 billion people don't have access to safe sanitation.
Sustainable water management generates a plethora of benefits to individuals and communities, including health, food and energy security, improved living standards, according to the UN.
Without water, there's no life. Then without water, there's no food. So water is the core, is the indispensable natural resources for sustainable development, for agriculture, for any different economic sectors.
Among the countries most affected by water scarcity is Zimbabwe, which has been facing droughts. The southern African nation's staple maize is expected to halve to 1.1 million tons in 2024 due to the El Nino-induced drought.
Zimbabwe has been facing continuously drought since last year. And certainly it's a part of the global climate system because of the impact of El Nino. So Zimbabwe at the moment is really facing huge challenge. And then there's a worry that's above the crops failure. There's a worry about more than 2 million people potentially will facing hunger in the country.
World Water Day is held annually on March 22 as a means of focusing attention on the importance of fresh water and advocating for the sustainable management of freshwater resources. With gang violence racking Haiti, many of those who left the Caribbean nation feel helpless when they call terrified family members who can't leave because airports are closed. When Viviane Petit-Frere fled her native Haiti for Brazil in 2019, she always believed she would eventually return home, until now.
Yo nació en 87, entonces desde mi infancia no hay
I was born in 1987, and so, since my infancy, I have not known peace. I don't know what normal is. When the previous generation migrated, they would often think about how to work and make money to come back to Haiti. But now you don't. It is hard to say, but it is like fleeing death.
De la muerte.
A devastating earthquake in 2010 sent many Haitians to Brazil and Chile. When Brazil's economy tanked in 2016, Haitians were one of the first nationalities to leave through Panama's Darien Gap to the United States.
No hay ninguna espera, ningún camino.
There is no road back because of the gangs. I know they are also marginalized people that have suffered, but they've turned on us. It's like they're suffering and they take it out on their brothers and sisters, and that's not okay.
Sufriendo y tú regreses tu sufrimiento con tu hermano, con tu hermana, y eso no es bien.
The U.S. is the top destination for Haitian migrants, and President Joe Biden's carrot and stick approach to immigration seemed to have worked largely with Haitians, but crossing to the United States by sea is now too risky.
We
need comprehension. We need people to understand our pain. They don't have to share our pain, but instead understand it. People shouldn't see us as a threat. We're people who are fleeing for our lives. Much of Haiti, particularly Port-au-Prince, the capital, has long been in the grip of criminal gangs. But their violent activity escalated dramatically in February when armed groups raided a prison and released thousands of inmates, demanding that Prime Minister Ariel Henry resign.
And in our sports news tonight, the Zambia national men's team has been beaten 6-5 in post-match penalties by Zimbabwe at the ongoing Four Nations tournament taking place in Malawi's capital, Lilongwe, with the hosts and Kenya facing off. Chipolopolo boys led through Stofila Sunzu's header in the 2nd minute and Cletus Chama curler in the 20th minute, but could not contain the pressure from the Warriors of Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe leveled matters through Bonnie Miles in the 26th minute and Musona Tatenda in the 43rd minute to force the match into post-match penalties. Zambia will now meet losers between Malawi and Kenya for the 3rd and 4th finish, while Zimbabwe play winner on Tuesday at 14 hours and 17 hours respectively. To end Camnet television menus, the top stories once again. Renowned energy expert proposes introduction of fuel stockpiling policy. Stakeholders rally for increased investment in mental health services. Civil society organizations demand constitutional review and expanded Bill of Rights. In international news, according to a UN report, over 2 billion people lack access to safe drinking water. And in sports news, Zambia loses to Zimbabwe at the ongoing Four Nations tournament. Our Camnet verse of the day is coming from the book of Jeremiah 29, verse 13. And ye shall seek me and find me, when ye shall search for me with all your heart. Thank you for watching Camnet Television Main News. My name is Jeffrey Ziambo. Bye-bye.